Running a marathon takes dedication and training, but sometimes no matter how much prep work you put in, external factors can ruin your run and even make it dangerous. The excessive heat like we've seen in many places across the country is one such factor, and it's nothing to mess with.
All right, there goes our first wave. Let's hear it, let's make some noise.
When I ran the race, I felt good. I stayed hydrated and ran my normal pace.
But no amount of training prepared Kelly Moffitt for the temperatures that peaked 82 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. By high noon, Kelly was baking.
So about 35 feet to the finish line, I collapsed.
Kelly's core temperature was 108 degrees, dangerously high.
Their body is generating a lot of heat while they're out there running.
Mayo Clinic Dr. Walter Taylor staffs the medical tent at the 26.2 with Donna, the national marathon to finish breast cancer. He says runners with symptoms like Kelly's, high temps, confusion, passing out, likely have heat stroke.
We try to reduce their temperature down to about 102 degrees Fahrenheit, give them IV fluids, and then at that point we'd ship them to the emergency room.
They also soaked Kelly in an ice bath to try to lower her dangerously high temperature.
They stripped me down, put me in the ice bath, took my temperature, and started IV fluid resuscitation.
Then, in addition to heat stroke, Kelly developed a condition called rhabdomyolysis. It can happen when there's a major insult to your muscles. They start to break down and release a protein called myoglobin into the bloodstream. This protein can damage the kidneys, and it can also block the conduits that produce urine. Plus, damaged muscles swell and become a reservoir for fluid, causing dehydration and further insult to the kidneys. Treatment is to administer fluids to counteract dehydration and to help flush out the poisons. Kelly recovered.
Basically, just all your muscle fibers break down, so I was extremely sore.
After her stay in the hospital, it took about 12 weeks for her to feel normal again. She still runs.
I run really more for physical fitness. I don't do races.
But not marathons, or not when the temperatures soar. For Medical Edge, I'm Vivian Williams.
Heat stroke is much more common than rhabdomyolysis, and it's important to know the signs and symptoms. High body temperature, nausea, vomiting, lack of sweating, fast heart and breathing rates, and confusion are all signs of heat stroke. If this happens, call 911 and get the person in a cool, shaded area. Mist them with water and apply ice packs to their neck, armpits, groin until help arrives.
Before we go, a brief look at the main stories. Culture Minister promises the 2014 Diamond Jubilee Festival celebrations will be sweeter, even though it is reduced by 3 days. The Premier announces over $50 million for the 2014 capital investment and a social housing program for individuals unable to build their own homes. The appeal intensifies for scooter riders to wear helmets and obey traffic laws following the tragic death of 2 young scooter riders. A new documentary series, Sanford Bell Presents, an intriguing blend of hard and soft stories, coming to JTV next month. Government is reviewing its tendering process following concerns about the high cost of infrastructural projects. Dr. Joel Stevens explains why the national health insurance is important for the Virgin Islands, pointing to the large number of citizens without health insurance and the high cost of health care. Iron Fist Gym is working to create positive behaviors by getting young men and women involved in the sport of boxing. And a big first for HLSCC, with the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society hosting their annual conference for the first time outside the U.S. here in the BVI. In news from the Caribbean, Jamaica's bobsled team qualifies for the Winter Olympics but needs about $80,000 to make the trip to Russia. And Suriname experiences a freak hailstorm with hail the size of grapes. Remember, you can find all the news stories featured in this newscast along with JTV's television programs, community and government events on our website jtvlive.net. You can also watch this entire newscast on jtvlive.net. Additional information can be found on our Facebook page, facebook.com/jtv55. as well as on our JTV News YouTube channel, where you can find all the news features, press conferences, and TV programs. We welcome your questions and comments. You can email us at jtvnews@hotmail.com. I'm Ino Suman. Thank you for watching.
Wardrobe provided by Umi Fashions.